Late Night Health continues. In the next few weeks, we're going to be joined by Rich Sagal, Dr. Rich Sagal, and we're going to do an interview with him that we're going to call, When Do You Call the Damn Doctor? That'll be coming up the next few weeks here on Late Night Health. My mother-in-law had an incident that triggered this whole segment that we'll do with Rich in the next few weeks on Late Night Health. Right now, we go to the San Francisco Bay Area. Joyce Lillis joins us. She's a weight loss expert and author of Stop the Torment. I understand her nickname is the Food Whisperer because food talks to her. Joyce, am I correct? You are the Food Whisperer.
Yes, that's what I have been called, Mark. Thank you.
You're welcome. Food talks to me. I am a big foodie. I've said that for the last 2 years on the show and for the last 35 years on radio and TV. I'm a very big foodie. I love to eat. I like to cook. I like to talk about food. I like to drink a little bit and taste different wines and things like that. Some foods really do call to me. I mean, I hear the chocolate in my pantry all the way across in my office or even upstairs in my bedroom. Is that a normal thing? Or
yes,
am I just crazy?
You're like millions of other people that love to eat and love food, and there aren't any foods that are forbidden. There are no bad or good foods. It's understanding your relationship with food and when you want to eat it and when it's truly your physical hunger that's driving you to eat that.
The other day, my wife was telling my kids that when we met, I weighed 118 pounds. Mm-hmm. Yes. And that I could consume 2 Big Macs at a sitting and not gain weight, which, of course, annoyed my wife. Now I can't do that. But my point is that I guess I was a stress eater. I still am a stress eater. When I feel a lot of pressure, I eat junk, crappy food. I know I shouldn't. I should eat celery stalks, but help me out. What should I do?
Okay, well, when you're stressed and you're eating, first of all, I want to point out that your cortisol level, which is a hormone, rises within your body. So when you are choosing food, when you're that stressed, your body does not digest or metabolize the food effectively. So the thing to do when you're stressed is you want to put some space between going to food and understanding what that stress is causing within your body and working through those emotions that you're feeling. And that will then allow you to calm yourself before you go to choose food that your body may not be physically needing at that time.
So if I'm, as I said, Big Macs are not nutritious. They're tasty, but they're not really nutritious food. Before I eat, what should I do? I mean, should I think about what I'm going to eat, or just eat? I need that Big Mac. I want it. I'm craving it.
You're craving it. Okay. Well, there's 3 reasons why people eat. First, if you're physically hungry and you're in touch with what your body's looking to eat, you probably wouldn't be choosing the Big Mac. You'd probably be choosing something healthy. When you're stressed, you might be in what I've coined as our inner food voice, which allows us to negotiate and rationalize why that Big Mac is so important to us and how we must go and have that. And we'll negotiate with that voice of, I shouldn't eat it, I know it's not healthy for me, but I really want it, and I'm going to eat it, and then I won't have a Big Mac for the next week or month or ever again, and I'll cut back on my food and I'll take off any weight I may gain. So, and then the emotional reasons behind going for that Big Mac can occur in that you're just, as you mentioned, Mark, when you're stressed, you're looking for something to relieve the stress. So if you went for that Big Mac, does it relieve the stress for any length of time? Does it calm you?
You're asking? No, absolutely it doesn't. I know I should go for a walk, work out, do something like that.
So it's taking a time out and putting space between going for the Big Mac and finding something else that is enjoyable and calming for you to relieve the stress.
Our guest is a weight loss expert, the food whisperer, Joyce Lillis. She's the author of Stop the Torment. Is it okay to eat something like a Big Mac every once in a while?
Absolutely. As I mentioned, there are no foods that are forbidden or good or bad. We put ourselves in this box of I can't have that or I shouldn't have that. And what that does is it's actually causing you to crave it even more. So you're going to go gravitate towards it more if you deny yourself that. My belief is that if you have a craving for a Big Mac, go and eat it, because if you don't, you're going to go eat something else in place of it, but eventually you will go get that. But it's not eating it on a regular basis in your regular diet throughout the course of a week.
Now, when you discovered your diet methodology, and this is the time of year where people are saying, I got to get into shape. I'm going to the beach. I'm going to the lake. I'm going to have my legs hanging out, and I don't want my belly hanging out over my swim trunks or my bikini. So you lost 18 pounds and over 16 inches. Is that girth, your width, your waist size?
Well, all over my body, my waist, my neck, my thighs, that's the total of all parts of my body.
Oh, my. And your weight now is lower than it was in high school?
Yes, it is.
People hate you when you go to your reunion, don't they?
Yes. Well, I don't know if they hate me, but, I'm very pleased that I've been able to do this, because it wasn't always like this. I had yo-yo dieted for over 30 years, so they certainly saw me at a different weight at other times.
And I guess weight was emphasized in your family. Your mother would bring you to a doctor and to score some diet pills back when you were growing up in the 50s, I'm going to assume. You went to Jackie Gleason's diet doctor.
Yes, every Tuesday night we drove in my mom's 1950 Pontiac to Jackie Gleason's diet doctor. And she would get weighed in and receive her diet pills for the week. And that's how I started to develop my relationship with food. And I remember one night asking her, why is Jackie Gleason still fat on TV? Because I couldn't make that connection.
Right. And what did she say?
She said he must be cheating.
And obviously he was. A relationship with food. I've said that there are two kinds of people. People, number one, are like me. You wake up in the morning and you say, I'm going to New York in a couple of weeks or a month. Where am I going to eat and what am I going to eat? I am going to New York in about a month. To produce a TV, some video work, and I'm already thinking of where I'm going to have dinner and lunch while I'm in New York. Other people eat because if you don't eat, you die. You need energy. Okay? My question is, are there other kinds of people? I mean, I only see those two, but that relationship with food, to me, is very clear. Live to eat or eat to live.
Well, there's different levels within that, where people, they are going to New York, and so they are planning to eat in specific restaurants. And so then it's, okay, what food do you want to order? And sometimes people will go to those restaurants, and they'll be very conscious of wanting to taste the food but not eating unhealthy food. So they'll go through the menu and say, I can't have that, I can't have that, maybe I can have that. Okay, I'll order this because that's a little healthier and it'll be less calories. So they'll go through that process, and that's working with that inner food voice that I talk about in my book and with my clients. And it's really tapping into instinctively what you truly feel like eating. And so, Mark, if you're in New York and you have your restaurants mapped out and look at the menu and you choose something that you really want to enjoy eating, then the key is you will enjoy it and to stop when you're satisfied. Not if you don't have to finish everything on your plate if you're satisfied, and not keep eating until you're full or stuffed.
I call it an apostat. Okay?
Okay.
Where you get hungry, and if you eat slowly, your brain catches up to you.
They say it takes 20 minutes for the brain to catch up to know that you're satisfied. So if we can slow down our eating behavior, and the rule is to take each bite and chew it 20 times before you swallow. Now, that's a little hard, and even for myself, but knowing that fact helps me to slow down, and it helps my clients to realize how important it is to sit down and really enjoy the food.
I'm eating eggplant campanata, which is an Italian dish. I don't know how to chew that 20 times. I wouldn't know. A Big Mac, maybe. Our guest is Joyce Lillis. We're going to be continuing our conversation in the next segment as well as we wrap up our show today. She's a weight loss expert, author of Stop the Torment. Here's a couple of questions for those listening, for you at home. Do you hear food calling you? Now, I hear chocolate calling me from miles away every day. A day without chocolate to me is like a day without sunshine. And here in Southern California, we're having a heat wave and lots and lots and lots of sunshine.
Yes, chocolate calls to me. I enjoy chocolate very much. Now, I can tell you a little bit of a story about how I enjoy chocolate now,
right,
compared to what I did before I lost this weight, and I really got honest with myself about my relationship with food. I had gone into a candy store, and as I walked in, they asked me if I wanted a sample. And I said yes, and I like milk chocolate, and they gave me a truffle. And
Thank you, C's.
Yes, C's. And I went over to the back of the store. I went in to buy a pound of chocolate. I had a gift certificate from someone. And I went over to the back of the store, and I ate the chocolate, and I took 2 or 3 bites, and I enjoyed every taste of it. And then I went on to buy my candy and leave. Now, the old Joyce would have put that full candy in her mouth, ate it out of guilt, and pretend that I didn't eat it while I was shopping for the candy. And by the time I got into the car, I would have thought, well, I blew it today, so I might as well have some on the drive home.
And open up that box of chocolate. Gotcha. Besides, here in Southern California, it would have melted by the time you got home. I'm Mark Alyn, along with Joyce Lillis, and she is the author of Stop the Torment. We'll continue our conversation in just a couple of moments. You're invited to join us at facebook.com/late night health, as well as joining us at latenighthealth.com. We'll be back as Late Night Health continues.